Petra Schwager, Senior Industrial Development Officer and Global Chemical Leasing Program Coordinator, Department of Environment, UNIDO. My dear friend Petra, you have the floor.
Let me start by thanking all of you to be here. And it's really an honor to stand here in front of you and handing over the awards a little bit later. And it's really difficult to talk after my friend and our cooperator, Paula Nastas. Thank you so much for this inspiring talk. And it's such a pleasure to work with you also on the Global Green Chemistry Initiative. So let me take you on a journey. Let me take you on our chemical leasing journey. So how did it start? Why are we here today? So when we start, at UNIDO, we are always looking for new ideas, for innovative approaches, for sustainable approaches, how to bring industry development forward. And when we started, we were working on closing the loops. We were working on cleaner production. We were looking at working on a win-win approach for economy and environment. And we were targeting, of course, developing in transition countries. But conventional business models do very seldom or do not sufficiently inspire innovation, do very often inspire unsustainable use of chemicals, not only chemicals, but also other resources. And you will see this later when we are presenting also the results, not just chemical savings, but also environment savings, water savings. So why is this? Because the more you sell, the more you own. And we thought we have to change this. There needs to be a paradigm change. We need to see what are the new ways, what are different business models that can break this one stream. More is better, and also more toxicity is better because it sells better, because it works better, because it functions better. So we looked for something where UNIDO could act as initiator and catalyst. And we found it in chemical leasing. So what is chemical leasing? And I think most of you have heard already during the last days about it. It's a B2B business model. So you always bring in somebody who wants to sell chemicals, somebody who is supplying chemicals, and nobody wants, and the one that is using the chemicals does not want to buy chemicals. What they really want to do is they want to have the function. So this is what chemical leasing is about. It's a functional basis payment which brings together, which aligns the interests of these two partners. So more is not better because the chemical provider now has to use the chemicals in a more efficient manner, in a less toxic manner, to find the same function. So it turns around the whole way of the whole idea of doing business with more. It's doing business with less, and it has another advantage for the provider that he or she can sell the know-how. So there's additional know-how and innovation that comes in. There is seldom a business model that inspires continuous innovation. Chemical leasing does. So we found in chemical leasing a business model that is a concrete tool for efficient management of chemicals, which appeals to industry because it brings the benefits, economic benefits. It brings in this additional know-how and redefines business on the sustainability principles, and it inspires this continuous innovation that I just managed. So in 2004, we initiated together with the Austrian Government the chemical leasing program, the Global Chemical Leasing Program. It was actually an idea that Thomas invented some years before, I think 3 years before, and there was a first book. We got together, we discussed it, and I thought, yeah, this is the business model that we can also apply in developing and transition countries. This is something that can help us to bring our ideas further, to really mainstream and upscale also what we were doing before and working on this chemicals management. So what did we do? And we started a book. We started a definition. We wanted to know everybody that what we are talking about. It's really important that you have this definition of chemical leasing, that everybody knows what we are talking about. We had a book. We had a toolkit. All this was supported, of course, by the launching of the international strategic approach to international chemicals management, SICHEM, where we also presented for the first time chemical leasing in Dubai. Then we started with sustainability criteria, and this was a great cooperation with the Environment Agency of Germany, because we had to also show, okay, what are the social, what are the environment, what are the economic impacts of our work. We did demonstration cases, capacity building of our National Cleaner Production Center, and awareness raising. And we found that a lot of case studies in a number of different fields, so different as Philip just mentioned, coming from surface cleaning, in agriculture, in different fields. So where did we find it? What did we do? Surface treatment. Before chemical leasing, you see here, we worked with a washing machine producer. So this washing machine producer knows how to do washing machines, how to produce them. But the know-how on the surface treatment is not with this company. So we brought in a supplier of this, of the powder coating chemicals, but the payment was no longer done on the amount of powder coating sold, but on the function. So as also Paul and Asta said, it's the function that counts. Nobody wants to buy chemicals. So you all want to have the function of a chemical. And here it's the payment basis. So we gave a price tag to the function. This is the coated square meter. In water treatment, we are not paying, in our cases, there is no payment anymore for the chemicals that purify the water, but for the purified water, so the cubic meter of water treated. We have a very nice case also on a company that is producing chocolates. So this company knows how to do chocolate. But this company doesn't know how to bound the boxes where they're selling their their chocolates. And hopefully they're selling chocolates, not chemicals. So we are turning this around and saying now the payment is per pounded box and no longer by the adhesives that are being sold. And interesting also, some years ago in Sri Lanka, we applied it first to agriculture. And here we really were sitting several days, weeks in my office thinking, okay, how could we do this? How can you do this? How can you really apply pesticides? Or how can you replace pesticides by this and this and this? What would be the basis of payment? How do we give a price tag to the function? So we found it with the pesticides on the pest-free area. And we did the first examples. It's a bit more challenging with fertilizers. There we have a bit of issues still, but we will get there. But with pesticides, and I tell you, it's not an easy job, but there is enough know-how outside that you can do it. So we worked with different universities, providers of chemicals, agro-industries, universities, and we feel that this has a big potential for the future. So what were the benefits and what are the savings? So here I'm talking about the processes where we applied chemical leasing. We had reductions in chemicals up to 90%, on an average 30 to 40. That was also confirmed now in the last award. Energy and CO2 reductions, in some cases up to 65%, average 30%. Water reduction, we were close to putting 100% in some cases, but it's 90%. But we managed up to nearly 100% in some cases to have the water reduction. Average is 50%. And other resources like plastic and packaging up to 80%. So reducing chemicals use and also reducing, of course, the toxicity has so many more implications, not just on the chemicals itself. We always forget to report on this, but we really did our best to report on this now, lately. But with all that what we did, we found something is missing. Guess what was missing? The hidden cases. We knew that there were cases out there. We knew that companies were doing chemical leasing, but they didn't call it chemical leasing, or they didn't want to talk about it because it makes business sense. So we thought, so how do we get these companies? How do we get you to talk about what you're doing to help us to promote it further in our work? And this is how we started the first Chemical Leasing Award in 2010. And we repeated it in 2012, 2014, and now it's really great to see all of you here, and thank you for all the application that we received, because this is a tool for us to get to the hidden cases and to get new ideas. It was really a pleasure to be in the jury this year, because we found so many enlightening new examples. And what helped us also that in 2013, the member states of UNIDO approved the Lima Declaration, which was the new mandate and it defined clearly the mandate of UNIDO for the future on sustainable and inclusive industrial development, which gave another boost to our work. And this turned then later on to SDG 9 for UNIDO. So the next years, what we are doing now and what we will continue to do is global mainstreaming and upscaling. We developed a new toolkit and website. We have the pleasure to work with Paul and his team on green chemistry and see how can we maybe contribute to bringing this further, how can we inspire green chemistry, the application of it, the business model. Can the business model maybe help a new invention to come to the market? Can we have this functional base payment applied there? We worked on a Smart 5 toolkit, and here a special thanks to the German Environmental Protection Agency and Christopher Blum, who was really helping bringing forward this tool, which we applied also in this year's selection of the winners, which clearly defines social, economic, and environmental benefits. We did a lot of promotion, but we know we need more promotion, but we try to do our best to go to as many events as possible, to present it wherever it would be possible. And we had the Chemical Leasing Declaration signed 2 years ago during the 50th anniversary of UNIDO, and we are most thankful for the 3 signatories and also for the 3 new ones today. So today we are pleased to announce, and it is really a pleasure, that we have 3 new signatory countries for the declaration. We see a mainstreaming in certain processes of chemical leasing, and this will become clear also when we see the award winners. So there are really some processes where we see, okay, this is becoming now the business as usual. Chemical leasing has been recognized as a circular economy business model. We had several articles about this, so we are happy to do this, and we will further link the chemical leasing work, to the circular economy work. We see that it contributes to the SDGs in different ways, hopefully to all the SDGs, like green chemistry, but certainly also to a very important one, and this is number 17, it's partnership. It's this partnership between business, government, society, because it brings these benefits for everybody. It aligns the benefits for the different partners. We also believe that Industry 4.0 will further enhance the application of chemical leasing. You will see also in the winners 2 cases that are extremely interesting, how this digitalization, Internet of Things, will enable us much more to have a payment on the functions, on the function of a chemical, because it will help us to have this online control. It will help us a better monitoring, which is essential for chemical leasing. So we look very much forward to also hear about these examples. And there's one example which we discussed 10 years ago, and we had it now in the application, but I can't say more at the moment. And I'm also happy to announce that we are at the moment working on a new book that will contain the success stories. We'll also be having different points, and this chemical leasing book will be available next year. So in a nutshell, we see a lot of opportunities for promoting chemical leasing. We will embed it in different concepts. We feel it could be also a very helpful tool for sustainable cities, sustainable buildings, sustainable industrial parks. And so now is the difficult part. I really have to thank so many people. First of all, our donors, Austria, Switzerland, Germany. Thank you very much for your support. And working with these donors is not just about money. They are with you. They worked with us on enhancing the model and really bringing it forward. So this is fantastic. UNIDO management. I got the support from the Director General, from our MD, Mr. Scholtes, from Stefan Sickers, from Nilgentas, from everybody, from the PR office. Everybody at UNIDO really was always supporting me in this work. So thanks a lot for this. National Cleaner Production Centers, we couldn't have done it without you. It's so important to have these partners there. Our experts that are working with us all the field. Reinhard Joas, who was with us from the beginning. And my team. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but my team. It was Luis, Emina, Maria, Crystal. Who else did I forget? There's so many people that worked behind the scenes to make this evening happening. So thank you really very much for all the support, and have a great evening. Have a drink.